Morning Nerd Fighters, it's Tuesday. It's kind of exciting to be on time now. I'm talking about The Annotated Alice by Martin Gardner. If you count this one, I own 3 copies of Alice in Wonderland. This is my first copy of Alice in Wonderland. You can see it's had a hard life. I was the kind of kid who always had a book with her, and I would just take Alice when I didn't have something else specific I wanted to take with me. So I've read Alice in Wonderland like a lot of times. So if you've ever read an annotated text before, you know the format. It's done in 4 columns. There's the text, the original text in the middle, and the annotations are in the margins. There are actually 3 different versions of the Annotated Alice. The first version is just called the Annotated Alice, like this version. It was published in 1959. The second version is not so much a revised version as an entirely new edition. It was published in 1990, and Martin Gardner, in the intervening time, had done a lot of new research. He had learned a lot. He'd gotten a lot of more information. The definitive edition is the whole thing. It's all the notes from both of the first 2, plus extra information. So the cool thing about the Annotated Alice is that it gives you a foundation from which to have an entirely new perspective on Alice, or at least a very different one. It explains a lot of Lewis Carroll's world, his own specific world, on a personal level, people he knew, Alice Little, the real Alice that he based Alice in Wonderland on, and her family, and other people he knew, friends. It explains political references and political jokes of the time, and cultural references, things that are specific to his time or his place and his culture. And also, Lewis Carroll was a mathematician, and sometimes math jokes or concepts got stuck into Alice, and that's talked about, so that's really interesting. One of the things that I really, really like is that it contains the originals of songs and poems and stuff that Lewis Carroll parodied in the Alice books, which is nice because, parodies are generally a lot funnier if you know the original of the thing that they're parodying. It helps. Basically, if you like Alice, or if you are like me and you like trivia, or you like knowing the backstories behind things, it's a really interesting book. It's worth having a look at if you think you might be interested in that type of thing. I'm already looking forward to next week.